Black History Month means a lot of things to me.
Black History Month.
What does Black History Month?
Black History Month.
Black History Month.
To me, Black History Month is a radical recognition.
It means that society can change itself for the better.
It's a time for reflection. It's a time for feelings of gratitude and for acceptance for the ones that came before me and paved the way.
Black History Month to me is a celebration of all our differences.
To me, it's about celebrating how far we've come, but also recognizing how far we have to go.
For the famous African Americans such as Ida B. Wells or Harriet Tubman.
A chance to think about appreciation. If I had to say one word, it'd be appreciation.
Both a celebration and a recognition of a cultural element that is so profoundly influential to American society.
We remember the experiences of African Americans within this country, but not only that, Black people across the diaspora.
For Malcolm X, for Martin Luther King, for Oprah Winfrey, for Dr. Woodson, who actually started Negro History Week.
That is our history that we all share, and really talking about all the contributions, the innovation that Black men and women made to our society. That has really been the richness of Black History Month.
I think it's also about honoring the strength as well as the fatigue of the people who have been fighting for equality and justice for 400 years.
It's also for the not so famous Americans, both slaves and freemen, that built this country, for the ones that built the White House, for the maritime workers, for the steel workers.
I think it's an important time to empower and celebrate a group of people who have overcome a lot of oppression and adversity.
It's a way to sort of take a moment and say, yes, Black history is American history, but in this case, at least now we get something, we get to learn about it, we get it focused. You know, it's gone from museums and libraries to what it is today, which is in the mainstream, which is important.
It's about looking back, see where humanity has come from, and where the things that we have achieved, but also the things that, you know, the road ahead and all the many things that still need to change.
It's the time to remember our origins. I feel like if we didn't set time aside for this, it would all be forgotten.
It's a time of sorrow for the ones that did not make it from Africa, the slaves that died on the shores, the slaves that died in the Middle Passage.
And just taking the time to really recognize how much culture we have in this nation.
Without these stories and without dedicating time to kind of go over them, to learn about them, they'd all be just forgotten.
To teach children, you know, the meaning of Black History Month, to help them understand that they can relate to it no matter what the color of their skin, because these aren't just Black people's stories, they're American stories.
Find that history, find that information, hearing it firsthand, and then passing it along.
Think about my family and my ancestors who have paved the way for me to have a better life.
Black history is important because it's the history of our country. It needs to be true. It needs to be real, not just because it eradicates the stereotypes that some people have, but also the sacrifices that Black Americans have made for this country need to be acknowledged.